Alrighty guys, welcome to a basic how-to for our area of plane shapes. These are all of our 2D shapes that are pretty simple with all of our formulas that I'm sure you all know by now. If you're getting a bit stuck on those, they're on the front wall in the classroom. Give it a look next time you're in there, you'll never know what you see. First we've got a triangle, which is of course half times the base times the height. We find those numbers, we chuck them into the formula. Now I'm not going to be giving you the answers in this video. I'm sure you guys know how to use a calculator. If you don't, give us a yell in class and we'll get there. But seriously, chuck it in a calculator, make your life a lot easier. Second one up there, we've got a rectangle, base times the height, width times the length times the height, length times the breadth, whatever you want to call it. It's one side times the other. Giving us a beautiful area for that one too. Squares, same thing's going to happen as our rectangles, one side times the other. This one, of course, the sides are the same, so you can't just square them. It's kind of where the term comes from. Parallelogram, looking for the perpendicular height, which means you need the height where that little right angle is. And then timesing in by our breadth, our base, our width, whatever you're going to call that other side. Pretty simple. Our absolutely beautiful kite, we've got a half times x times y, where x and y are our diagonals, that whole length from one corner to the opposing corner. Time them together, halve it, and you've got your answer for your kite. Be wary, you're putting decimals in the right places, guys. Trapeziums, this is where like it's a little bit more complicated. We've got a half times h and then a plus b in brackets. Don't forget, brackets are very important on your calculators. Your h is the height, that perpendicular height where those right angles are. In this one we've got 5.2. We are adding the other two numbers together. Now, if you don't trust your calculator, you don't trust yourself with your calculator, you can just add them and put the answer in there. G is another kite, so we've got a half times x times y, or x and our y are the two numbers we've got in there, our two diagonals. Chucking them in, calculator gives us our beautiful answer, assuming you put the right stuff in. Remember, your calculator is dumb and it does need your help. H is another trapezium, we've got a height, we've got an A, we've got a B. Chuck them into that beautiful formula, which is of course a half h, A plus B. Make sure you put the right numbers in the right places, that can end badly otherwise. Again, we looked where those right angles were to find our height, giving us that 6. And the absolutely gorgeous circle. Who doesn't love a good circle? Pi r squared. Make sure you do have the r, the radius, which is that number from the middle out. If you've got a diameter, halve it. Plus side here, we do have radius, so life's easy. Composite shapes just mean we've grabbed a couple of shapes and stuck them together because life's more fun that way. For A, we've got a triangle and a sector. Let's start with our triangle. 12 as one side, 8 as the other. Our half BH. Chucking the numbers in. And again, calculator or some mental maths will get you to the end there. Our second shape is a sector, as I said earlier. That's part of a circle. We've got 45 degrees of the circle. Our radius is 8. That is from the middle of the circle all the way out to that edge. So we've got pi times 8 squared. But we're going to be timesing it by theta over 360. Now theta is whatever degrees we've got. Said before that was a 45, so chuck it in to your calculator with the 45 over 360. Be wary when using fraction, guys. Make sure you are using those arrow buttons to move around to get everything there. The final part for this one is to add your two areas together. We've got the area of the triangle, we've got the area of the sector. Put them together, what do you got? The area of the composite shape. Congratulations, look at you guys doing all your maths and stuff. Isn't that beautiful? Next shape over. Oh, I no clue what those shapes are. Wait, does that look like a rectangle? Yes, it is. Oh, plus side, rectangles are easy. Timesing our two sides together. Wow. Now, that looks like a semicircle. Means that we've got half of a circle. So we're going to have to grab our diameter, our 14, which goes from one side all the way to the other, and halve it. Hopefully we all know that half of 14 is of course 7. 7 is now our radius, so times 7 squared. And we only want half of that area, so we're going to halve it. Our theta in that one would have been the 180 over 360, but we know it's half, so we can just jump in there. Add your two areas together to get your total answer. With our next one, we've got a couple of different options. We can put a strike through on this lovely little side and make a big one and a tiny one, or we can put a strike through across there. Doesn't matter, you will end up with the same answer, I promise. If you don't end up with the same answer, however, maybe check what you've done, because I feel like you might have mucked something up somewhere in there. Now, our top area there, we've got 8 by 9. And our second area, you've got to be a little careful, because there's not 11 down anymore. We've got to take that 9 away. So 11 minus 9 is, of course, going to be 2. It is 2. 2 times 12, and then grabbing the answers for both of our 2 areas, adding them together to give a total, because we do love totals. You don't want to stop halfway through your question. You want a final answer. Really, really good thing to have. Catch you next time, guys.